Welcome back to the channel. Here, I share scareful stories. Stories to make you scared, make you think, make you wonder, and maybe, just maybe, make you a little more careful. If you like what you see, please give the video a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Today, we're looking at the developing story of little Quinton Simon, a 20-month-old missing from Savannah, Georgia. Quinton lives in a home at 500 Buckhalter Road with his maternal grandma and her husband, who have custody of him and his 3-year-old brother Zane. Also living at the home is Quinton's mother, Leilani, and her boyfriend, Daniel Youngkin. Everything at the home was not peaceful. Quinton's grandma, Billy Jo, began eviction proceedings in September to remove Leilani and Daniel from her home. In court documents, she stated that they have damaged my property and at this point, no one is living in peace. She requested that the couple be removed as soon as possible, so you can imagine that the living situation was fairly tense in the weeks leading up to Quinton's disappearance. On Wednesday, October 5th, Quinton was reportedly seen in his playpen at around 6 a.m. Some reports say that Quinton was seen by the boyfriend, Daniel, while others say it was his mom, Leilani, who saw him at that time. Either way, Quinton's mother called police to report him missing at 9:39 a.m. In a new twist, Quinton's babysitter told reporters today, October 10th, that on the morning of Quinton's disappearance, she received a text message at 5:29 a.m. saying that she wouldn't be needed that day to watch Quinton and his older brother. She found it odd, saying, "I have them even when she doesn't work." She went on to say that she got another text at around 9 a.m. asking if she had seen Quinton. So think about that timeline if what the babysitter is saying is true. Somehow, Quinton's mom knew by 5:30 a.m. that she wouldn't need a babysitter that day. Then, as reported to police, she or her boyfriend saw Quinton in his playpen half an hour later at 6 a.m. There are no reports of anyone seeing Quinton after 6 a.m., but by 9 a.m., his mom is texting the babysitter to ask if somehow she has seen Quinton, and then another 40 minutes after that, she reports Quinton missing to the police. Police immediately responded and began investigating Quinton's disappearance. They proceeded to search for the boy using helicopters, thermal imaging, K-9 teams, mounted patrols, drones, and a traditional grid search. The home was searched along with the swimming pool at the home, a nearby pond, drainage pipes, dumpsters, and some woods that surround the property. On Thursday, October 6th, Police Chief Jeff Hadley stated at a press conference, "I hope he's still alive. We don't have any information to believe he's not." He also said that investigators were in the process of conducting interviews, collecting cell phone data from those closest to Quinton, and that they were also in the process of obtaining additional search warrants. Although there's no evidence of an abduction, it could still be one, and so the FBI was asked to assist, and they have aided in searches. By Friday, October 7th, Chief Hadley stated, "There's a very sequential process that takes place here. It may be frustrating to the general public, it may be frustrating to y'all that things aren't developing as quickly as you may like, but we've got to make sure that we're doing the right thing, that we're being lawful, making sure we dot our I's and cross our T's, so that if we discover evidence, it can be admissible in court, and we can use it in court if we have to." Does that sound like someone who thinks Quinton simply walked away from his home and is lost? Police have stated that there is no evidence of foul play, and yet at the same time have said everything's on the table. On Saturday, October 8th, police released a statement that finding Quinton Simon is our highest priority and the intensity of our work is as strong as it has been since the day of his disappearance. We appreciate everyone's offers of assistance, but we are not in need of volunteers. FBI assistance continues. Then, on Sunday, October 9th, the police updated the public, saying that they would be recanvassing certain areas, but that they did not need any volunteer searchers. To the press, Quinton's grandmother said about her own daughter, Quinton's mother, "She hasn't always done the right thing. Sometimes she does really great, sometimes she doesn't. I don't know what to think right now. I don't know what to believe because I don't think anybody ever believes this is going to happen to them. I don't know if I can trust her or I don't. I just know I'm hurting and I want this baby home. He's my baby. Of course, as the days pass, hope of finding Quinton alive dwindles. I think at this point, despite what police have been saying officially, to most, there seems to be some reasons to suspect something happened to Quinton rather than him just walking away from home. Police have confirmed that Quinton's father was not in the area at the time of his disappearance and that this is not considered to be a case of disputed custody. I can't help but wonder what happened inside the home that morning. The timeline appears off, and at this point, I think a big question is, when did anyone other than Quinton's mom and her boyfriend last see Quinton alive and well? So I just want to jump in here. I had originally recorded this and I was editing the video when I saw a news story pop up that the police chief was holding another press conference this afternoon. So that's today, Monday the 10th, that the police chief came out this afternoon and acknowledged that investigators are now looking into Quinton's disappearance as possibly being the result of criminal activity, and that they are, though, still continuing to consider it a missing child case. So I think he seems to be acknowledging in the press conference that possibly there were criminal actions, possibly, he doesn't say by the parents, but I can't imagine who else, but possibly some other actor, but that perhaps Quinton didn't just wander away from the home, which I'm not sure anybody was actually believing. The press in Savannah had requested the 911 audio along with the body cam footage of the responding officers, and that request has been denied, with the police chief saying that it was denied because it's an ongoing investigation. And then what we also learned is that the home was searched yet again, and that the backyard swimming pool is being drained of water in the hopes of finding some clues there, and that, officers are doing more searches, and I think at this point possibly looking for little Quinton's body. I doubtful that he would be found alive at this point, unfortunately, but also importantly trying to find clues. And it's interesting that in the press conference, one of the reporters asked, why hasn't Quinton's mom and her boyfriend been out begging for the return of their child or begging for help in finding their child? And the sheriff is just or the police chief is just real cool and just says, I don't have an answer for that. He's also asked if they have attorneys, and he says he can't answer that question, which makes you wonder if perhaps maybe they do. But it almost feels to me like they are being questioned in the background by either the FBI or by the local investigators, and maybe they're just chipping away at their stories. But since it's a developing story, we'll have to wait and see what happened. And I just keep hoping for the best, even though I'm assuming I know what's coming and that there will be an arrest some point down the line, and that Quinton hopefully, though, will be found so that his grandparents will at least have a certain amount of peace of knowing that he's been found, even if he's not found alive. So that's the update for now. Anyone with information on Quinton's disappearance can call the tip line at 912-667-3134. Please let me know your thoughts down below, and until next time, stay safe, stay careful, and say a prayer that Quinton is found safe very soon. Bye, guys.